Hello, my name is Shuttley, welcome back for another episode of Colombian Space Initiative in Supreme Ruler Ultimate. And, well, in previous episode we decided to pull out of the war in Brazil, or technically never were officially in it either, but I decided to pull out my troops, and of course, Peru didn't like it all that much, but they haven't declared war on us, and they did actually manage to destroy Chile in between. I mean, Chile wasn't all that big of a problem for them, and they've managed to push out the Brazilian capital up to the north here. Fortaleza is apparently the new capital, and they've got a massive amount of armies just stuck there without supplies. They still haven't cleared out these pockets down here. These have been here since, I think, 3 years ago now? Something like that. I don't remember the exact year that the war started. It's been quite a bit of time since I last recorded, so I'm a bit lost in regards to certain things. We have gotten a fair bit of research done, but there hasn't really been all that much action. We have got new infantry unit types, which can actually go across rivers as well, if need be. And they are hard targets, so it means that they'll take a little bit less damage on average, unless they go to close quarters combat. But the reason why I brought you in now is because Germany has entered war again, and this time it is against China directly. So that means that, first of all, this mess is gonna start. Well, let's actually just unpause and see how things start changing on this front. But that means that, because there's two massive nations fighting a war, we are very likely going to see a massive market price increase for the military goods, which means that we can start making a lot of cash that way. Hopefully, although neither one of these nations is particularly rich right now. So, it might not be immediate, but I have a feeling that the demand for it, or the military goods, will go up so much that that will drive the price higher, at some point at least. I will keep an eye on this war here for a little while. And, I mean, technically it might be that... Oh, there's some fighting over there. Okay. So there's French and the Germans were firing on maybe some... I honestly don't know whose units they were firing on. But Peru has motorized engineers and other units that they bought from the French by the looks of it. Actually, they have a lot of troops down here. I have no idea how they gotten all the money to buy all those troops. Well, on the other hand, they are old troops, so they might be selling them quite cheap. But yeah, all things considered, things are going alright. We're still researching 10 projects at a time. And we're about to get the advanced carbon forms, and then multi-state rockets is going to be the next one after that, although that's still going to take over 200 days. But that will give us a next stage for the space race, although apparently NASA is ahead of us one step. Not entirely sure which one they have. It's not something that they can sell to us by the looks of it. I did check that earlier, but we're still doing alright in terms of that. And I'm pretty sure that... Oh no, Great Britain has not gone to Mars yet, but they have... So one thing about this war is, because China is allied to USA, so it might well pull USA into the war somewhere down the line. And they have a massive amount of troops on both sides, but also, since Germany is allied to Austro-Hungary, Italy and Ottoman Empire, it will draw troops from pretty much all sides, and I think this is going to evolve into a proper world war eventually. Now, I do have the volatility set up to high right now. Not very high, but high, and there's probably going to be quite a bit of warfare. Although, I wonder, if I was to put the volatility to very high, that might start a bit more wars. Which means that the price for the military goods might be going up, although there is still... okay, so the production cost is $5,000 per ton higher than the market price. But the market price is certainly going up, so that is good news for us. Looks like the Germans are trying to push a little bit. But yeah, Germans have a massive... actually, let's put on the ownership on. So Germans have a massive amount of land, that's for sure. So even if the Chinese will try to push through, or vice versa, it's going to be a long war, or long distance to go through not a lot of good land. Also, China is fighting against Russia and Tibet as well. That reminds me of Russia. Oh yeah, they probably have a lot of the Chinese there. They probably have a lot of troops here in Siberia now. Not doing a lot of useful stuff. Yeah, I do wonder. I mean, consider that neither side has a lot of supplies in here. I think Germany will have the advantage on this front right now. But for how long? Also, in the Caspian Sea, there was apparently a little bit of German areas here. Or not German, Chinese areas that they captured from Iran when they annexed them. Oh, right, and I think I did show that the UK conquered the Bulgaria and Greece and Albania as well. Again, as I say, it's been quite a while since I last recorded this. You know, all the holidays in between. So currently... oh, okay. Peru can't afford paying us for some reason. Well, probably because they're fighting a war. And... oh, that's been an abandoned town, okay. So, Brazil isn't all that strong. They still got 28 million population, whereas we only have, well, we do have 46. But, I mean, modern-day Colombia, I believe, has about 50. Of course, we're only in 1980s, so it will probably grow quite a bit still. Right, so that's a group here. Let's make that into a group. Let's clear the filter so it's not quite as bad for the eyes. And apparently... the bloody filters covered the minimap again on the regions that we would like to be putting things in. Let's send a bit more troops here. We got some submarines down here protecting the area there. If Peru will send in navies, although I don't think they have much of a navy. And of course, we're still not fighting them. We do have quite a few deals with them, including a non-aggression pact. But you never know. Oh, ceasefire with China and Bhutan has... ended. They did have a quick war earlier, but it didn't really do a lot, if you ask me. I can hear the fighting. I'm not entirely sure where it's exactly happening. It's a little bit down here by the looks of it. Tibetan garrisons are firing on Chinese tanks. It's not going all that well for either side. But yeah, I mean, China is doing a lot of expansion in the areas with very little supplies. They also did conquer Indonesia. So there is that, and then Papua New Guinea is... right, they're trying to conquer it, but they haven't really done much. They got one ship here. On the other... oh no, they've done a landing here. They captured one village, but that's about it. They don't have a port or anything. That's going to be a bit of a challenge. Who owns this? Germany. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure. I suppose... oh, right, I realise what happened. They were at war against Australia at one point, so they probably lost these lands back then, and then they recaptured some of it. And UK still wants to buy on some petroleum. I'm okay with that. Hold on. I think I saw a... oh yeah, there's a bit of a attack down here. Because they don't really have the supply areas here, so they won't be able to hold much of it, although... oh, E50s down there. Quite a few of them, actually. So I'm really curious to see how this war evolves, because most likely it will drag on for quite a while. Also, there's some USA... is that... yeah, that's IOF-2. Which are pretty decent vehicles, all in all. Oh, and... oh wow. You don't mess with the German tanks by the looks of it. It doesn't end well. But yeah, the price for the military goods is slowly growing. Once it goes over the... Oh, we just built a unit by the looks of it because we're supplying them. Right, but I think we're going to increase the capacity that would build these to 25% already. You know, slowly increase it. And how is our approval rating is actually very low right now. Let's have a look. Is there something that we can do? Oh, it's been going down. Right, is this... Ooh, well, we do have pretty high taxation. When do we have the next election? It's going to be 1st of November 81. But we got a bit more than a year. We may need to start lowering the research cost again. How much are we? We are currently only 36% funding though. Which is a bit of a problem, admittedly. But it's just, we don't have that great income right now. I mean, sure enough, we do have a bit of consumer goods that we're selling and industrial goods that we're selling for pretty good prices. But I'm kind of expecting the military goods price to jump pretty high. And after that, oh right, and Peru has a massive amount of air force in my country, trying to just base them somewhere. Ceasefire signed between Peru and Guinea. Oh right, that reminds me. I was planning on maybe doing a bit of a landing down here. Don't think I have the... I do have a decent justification. No, I'm not going to spend 100 million to buy some food from you. Unfortunately, we can't really afford that. Great prison. Alright, so did we... We do have this troop here. I will send them down there to be ready to do a bit of a landing in these two. I just want to, you know, clean up the borders a little bit. That's all. Okay, so this research is almost done. After that, we may want to slow down the research to 30%. Just to make sure that we're actually making some money. Because right now, we're not really doing it. Although the military goods profit margin isn't all that bad anymore. Although we will still need to increase this to... We'll go for 11,000 at least before we start selling. But yeah, we got the elite cars over there. They will probably be good enough to capture these two towns if we do a landing. Plus with the naval support. It should be okay. Okay, so there's massive doom stacks, but neither side can actually support them. Germany has a lot of Zeppelins down here. Oh, and United States does have some of the troops here. It might be the same unit. No, it's not the same unit. Well, one of them might be, but there's two of them now. It's getting out of hand. Okay, but yeah, this is basically where most of the battle for this war is currently happening by the looks of it. Like, they may have been a little bit down here, but neither side really has the supplies. There's still some trapped Chinese units over there that may have been there long before the war if it started. Well, this particular war anyway. The good thing that we do have a site for the Chinese, so we can actually kind of keep a track of what's going on in this war. And the Chinese do like us, although they have been very much expanding lately. Oh right, yeah, Afghanistan got hammered quite a bit. They're still alive. Okay, now we got the advanced carbon forms. I will lower the research by 3 clicks. So that should increase the profit margin that we have at least a tiny bit. Yeah, 4 million. Uh-oh. China declared one Tanituva. I suppose they're trying to clean up the borders because Tanituva is right there in the middle. And if they did that one, although is there more than one village there? I don't think there is. No, there's one there. Because there's at least 2 villages in the entire, or towns in the entire country. Not a lot, therefore, but it's still something. It's going to be yet another distraction for the Chinese, though. Oh well. Honestly, if the Germans were smart, which they're not, they'd probably get a airfield somewhere around here, for example, and then use their air force to destroy all of that. Plus, getting the airfield would increase the supply around here. Not a lot, but it would still increase it. I think we're going to lower the tax rate a tiny bit. We really need to start lowering the tax rate just so that we can actually get some money. We're not selling any of these yet, but it's only $2,000 deficit now. So we might want to start upping the capacity even further. Going to 50%. It's going to cost us a fair bit in the production, but once we do get the once the price does go high enough, we're going to activate more and more of these and just start making more and more profit. Although it is going to eat into the profit that we get from industrial goods, that's for sure. At the same time, it will lower our unemployment a little bit, which will increase the inflation, but also increase the approval rating. I'm not entirely sure if we are actually gaining... Okay, it is going up a little bit. I mean, we did just lower the taxes. It tends to get people rather happy. Okay, 5 million profit per day, that's actually not bad. Or about 5 million anyway. We'll lower that by another %. Also, do it slowly so we'll at least get a bit of a cash reserve going. So I wonder if there's anything happening over here. I mean, Germany is not fighting a war in the west quite yet, but they have quite a bit of troops in here, if a war was to start. Although, I don't think they have quite as good troops as Great Britain has. I mean, okay, there's the mortars. There we have, that's one of the tanks. Is that? Sure. Let's actually have a look at the design here. So what do you need for that? Nano manufacturing and iron shielding. That's some massive stats though. My goodness. Also, they do cost a fair bit to make, I suppose. So each one you destroy is basically costing Great Britain 400 million. But destroying one of those is going to be a bit the tricky part. Not impossible, but... On the other hand, Great Britain is not in a war, and I don't think they are allied to... Yeah, they're not allied to China either, so they might not do anything on that particular front. Not yet, anyway. Do we have the... Oh, hello. Okay, so you guys load into the transport. I'm going to take this group down that way. Let's start with the landing in Wilhelmstad. They got 2 garrisons and an infantry. I'm pretty sure that our troops will survive that. We'll probably land into the forest, actually. But we'll declare the war in a little bit. Just to, you know, again, just take these islands. Because they're right next to the Maya Sea territories here. There's a nice little extra territory, so we'll just pause for a quick moment. And declare the war. Because clearly we are righteous in this. Right, so you unload... Oh, well, we unload it into the city then. I guess that works. Now go back to the city.
We took their capital.
Indeed we did. Do we have justification against these? Oh, I'm just going to annex that. Thank you. I don't think we... Oh, we got $18,000 from that. I'll let these troops rest a little bit before we start figuring out a war against Aruba. But, you know, clearly it's part of our territory here. Oh. Great Britain is declaring war on Romania now. Okay, they really want to clear out this. I guess they might be trying to get a border with Germany, and then I think they will declare war on them. But that horde is quite unstoppable right now until they run out of supplies. Which, frankly, they probably will soon. Not selling any military goods quite yet, although we are certainly getting closer. Oh, and I'm going to increase that to start selling about 50% right now. Of course, the price isn't high enough quite yet, but it is certainly growing. So now the difference is just $1,200 per ton, which means that soon we will start making money through it. But man, that is just brutal. A lot of elite guards that the Romanians had there. Not guarding a lot anymore. Right, let's have a quick look at the situation down here. This is still pretty much the same location it was before. And over here... Oh, the Germans destroy another unit. E-75 Tiger 3s down there, okay. And... oh, that light infantry. If it goes there, it's gonna get destroyed. And Romania falls. Yeah, that was destroyed. So I don't really want to support either one of these sides in this war, because both of them have been expanding a lot lately, although China has been willing to sell us some things along the way. Okay, $1,100. It's getting better and better. Actually, it's closer to 1,000. Okay, now they got a massive amount of troops. The question is, who are they going to attack next? They basically divided the Central Powers here, at least from the Balkans. They can still go around there, I suppose, if they want to help each other. But I do wonder who is going to be the next target for Great Britain. Luckily, they... Actually, let's have a look. Who have we provoked if we don't look at the... Brazil, Gibraltar... Wait, Gibraltar? I thought you were a puppet, but I guess you were not. Or colony, rather. No, you're a democracy. Oh, but you are allied to... yeah, you are allied to Great Britain. Interesting. Okay, well, while that is going on, payments overdue. Okay, Great Britain was unable to pay us. I mean, I suppose they spent quite a bit of money there buying military goods or something like that. Okay, now the difference between the production cost and the market price has grown a bit wider. Honestly, I would like to see a war on the Western Front again. I'm not entirely sure which ones or which side would actually win, because I'm sure that the Austro-Hungarians and Italians would certainly help the Germans, plus the Ottoman Empire probably as well. $210 days for the multi-stage rockets. I mean, to be fair, we are having a bit of a problem with our funding here for the science. I'm gonna lower the taxes to 70%. I reckon that will not only increase our approval rating a fair bit, because we are now technically awaiting for the election, and currently we'd be losing it. And if that happens, we'll have to become a dictatorship, which I'll try to avoid. But that remains to be... oh. There's some visual trickery down here. Just mountains disappearing and reappearing. Actually, I wonder... oh, right. Right. China hasn't actually taken Qingdao yet. Have they taken any of the islands that Germany had here? No, not yet. Oh, China declared war on Siam. Okay, that's a bit concerning. Although they're not actually bordering them yet, but they'll probably do a landing there eventually. So China is declaring wars left, right and center. Sounds about right. And oddly enough, currently Germany is the one that is defending. they don't really have justification against us either. So I was looking at the justification. Gibraltar, Haiti, Shamar, Germany. Oh. Oh no, that's Alsa. Okay, so provocation. Goa. Oh. Oh, right, yeah, they're independent because Britain destroyed Portugal. Right, that makes sense. Then Dominican Republic is very likely to declare war on us. Now, do we have the justification down here? We got it at 60%. I'm not entirely sure if we'll need to wait for it to go higher. I think... Oh. Hello, Colorado class ship. Right, I will sell you the petroleum, and at this point we do need to end the episode. We're a bit over time already. So if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.